Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Today we're going to present about the fabrication of bread disc. Fabrication is a manufacturing process in which an item is made, which is fabricated from raw or semi-finished material instead of being assembled from a ready-made component or parts. Methods of manufacturing a product from only use a pure molten metal or from any other state of metal which is composite ceramic. A disc brake is a type of brake that uses caliper to squeeze pair of pads against a disc in order to create friction. As you can see, like this. This is disc brake. Okay. In manufacturing this brake, we are using the fabrication technique in order to create a better performance.
Okay, next I will explain about the step of fabrication of this brake. First step is the manufacturing method used in the production of brake disc is the metal casting process, and to be more specific, it is the permanent mold casting process that take place in the production of this brake disc that usually give out a good surface finishing for the end process. Okay. Secondly, to begin this process, following ingredients: short carbon fiber, carbon powder, and heat mortar resist are mixed in the beaker to mix together. Okay, the next step is then using a machine that is mixed is poured into a permanent aluminum mold cavity which is in the shape of brake disc. This ring until it is half full. Once it is half full, the mold is removed and workers have to insert aluminum cores into a belt with gaps around the mold that always the core to be inserted into the mold. This core will form a ventilation cavity in this ring to prevent the disc from overheating.
Okay, the next step is the mold again is moved back into the automated machine to fill with the mixture of the mold cavity that was put into first half of the cavity before this. Okay, then once the cavity is full and leveled using a roller, using the cover or the other half of the permanent mold, it is slightly compacted, the contact inside like this. Then we fully recovered mold is sent to a last press, which applies 20 tons of pressure and heating to 400 Fahrenheit. Okay, this heat pressure and compact the carbon fiber and resin to make it stronger. Okay, once the mold is cooled down to be handled, it is submerged in cold water for 5 to 8 minutes, which cools down the disc ring completely, enabling them to pull the cores here that were inserted for the ventilation holes. Okay, once the cores have been removed, remove the cover of the mold and pull out this ring from the mold. Okay, then using computer guided machine, smooth up all the rough edge to make it smooth surface. Then drill tiny ventilation holes like this. Okay, that's all.
Okay, for the next step, then put the disc ring into an oven for 2 days. For 2 days, it gradually heats it into the 1800 degree Fahrenheit, and then this will then cause the chemical change which transform plastic into the carbon. Okay, next, a crucible which is a high heat resistant container and place 5 months
inside, so that it can hold the disc ring on them without having the disc ring to touch the base of the crucible. Place a funnel at the center, and then find silicon powder. Okay, next. And then load the crucible into a furnace for 35 hours, and then load the crucible into a furnace into the 35 hours and plus 3000 degree Fahrenheit, and then heat the disc ring to until the silicon powder is made completely, and the liquid of the silicon or the drown into the disc ring by the process, the disc ring and forms a completely new material called silicon carbonate, which makes the disc ring exceptionally hard. Okay, and then once after it removed from the furnace, a drill machine bores the mounting holes on the disc ring, and then the disc ring goes to a chamber to receive a protective paint, and then this paint is used to shield the carbon and disc ring from oxygen. And this process is very critical, since at high temperature oxygen bursts carbon. Hence, this anti-oxidation process increase the lifetime of the disc ring. And lastly, once the protective layer is applied with the help of a computer guide robot arm, move the disc ring and polish the entire disc surface. And after, when all the polishing has been completed, a computer guided machine truly inspect the disc ring surface by taking high definition photographs to further examine the molecular and crystal structures to detect any defects.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's all for the step of the fabrication of this replay.
Okay.
Hi, now I would like to tell you about the application of this fabrication process. Firstly, these fabrication process are used or are applied in heat shield system for space vehicles, which are needed during the re-entry phase where high temperatures, thermal shock condition and heavy vibration loads takes place. Secondly, this fabrication process are applied in components for high temperature gas turbines such as combustion chambers, status vanes and turbine blades. And thirdly, this fabrication process are used in components for slide bearings. This fabrication process are used to make components for slide bearings under heavy loads requiring high corrosion and wear resistance. That's the example from our group, but actually in this real life there are many fabrication process are used. This fabrication in industry.
Conclusion.
Okay, that's all from our group, but this is in the nutshell, this fabrication process are widely used in our daily life and also in this world. So that's all from me and my groups. Thank you. For quality consideration, as my friend has mentioned in the above section, a computer guide machine produces high definition photograph to examine the quality of the disc ring by looking into the microstructure of the disc ring. This disc ring manufactured from the material mentioned in the above section will not subject to wear, and they are also heat and resistant during day-to-day use. These rings also ensure very high consistent frictional value through the deceleration process of a vehicle. as the only disadvantage of this ring would be its high production cost compared to the production of cost that would take to manufacture a cast iron brake disc. But this would not seem to be great disadvantage since ceramic composite brake discs have a longer life existence when compared to the one that are from cast iron. As for defects, there would be a very little defect that could be found in this ring since the process is all computerized and checked through computer guide machine. But if there will be any defect, they will have to come from the section that were man-handled. For example, the section on which the cores are inserted. This core must be properly inserted, and to make sure each and every core must be hammered inside by using a hammer. If this would not be done properly, there would be defect arising inside the disc. Okay, thank you.